So hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome back once again to another class of PIB 247. In today's class, we'll be talking about the PIB news from 3rd to 4th of March 2024. And why I am here today, because today 5 बजे आपकी RBI 247 होती है, of course, but Anuj sir is not well. So that's why I am here and I was also not well, इसलिए मैंने थोड़ा सा प्रीपोन करा है क्लास को 4 बजे किया है. Otherwise क्लास हमारी 5 बजे होती है. ठीक है, सो विदाउट एनी कंफ्यूजन लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू दीज चेंजेस आर फॉर दिस वीक ओनली, बिकॉज पूरा देश ही आई बिलीव इस समय बीमार पड़ा हुआ है, तो हमारा भी पूरा ऑफिस बीमार है, राइट. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस शिफ्ट इन द टाइमिंग्स. ओके, एंड आई होप देयर आर नॉट मच इनकन्वीनियंसेस. सबको सबकी तबीयत खराब है, बट वी ऑल आर ट्राइंग कि आपका दिन मिस ना हो, राइट. एटलीस्ट विद दिस शिफ्ट इन टाइमिंग कोई दिन खाली आपका नहीं जाएगा. ठीक है. Very good evening everyone. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see me properly and can hear me properly. जल्दी से thumbs up दे दो so that we can start with the class. And please do take very special care of yourself guys these days, especially if you are living in Delhi. क्योंकि दिल्ली का जो मौसम है और जो हवा है वो बहुत ही ज्यादा इतनी साफ है कि हमसे डाइजेस्ट ही नहीं हो पा रही है ना. So very good evening. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see me properly and can hear me properly. Yes, सभी को फीवर है, सभी को फीवर है. Our entire team is sick. ठीक है जी. Okay, I have a lot of thumbs up. So let's start with the class without any delay. And I hope guys there are no inconveniences because of the shift in the timing. I hope you guys understand this. Question number 1. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है ये. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, 1 सेकेंड, या अकॉर्डिंग टू हाउस होल्ड कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर सर्वे. दिस क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट हाउस होल्ड कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर सर्वे दैट हैज बीन कंडक्टेड बाय NSSO, which works under obviously the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Conducted by NSSO, rural and urban average monthly consumption spending per person has been increased to rupees 3773. This is in case of rural, and you have to tell how much it is per month in case of urban, right? So let's talk about this and then we will come back to the question. इस news के बारे में बात करते हैं. So National Sample Survey Office, that is NSSO, which works under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, has conducted the household consumption expenditure survey, and the duration was from August 2022 to July 2023. ठीक है. What was the objective? What this survey tells us? ये सर्वे हमें बताता है monthly per capita consumption expenditure. This survey tells us the monthly per capita consumption expenditure of households, right? This is only for the household sector, not government, not financial, not foreign. It is only for the household sector. Monthly per capita consumption expenditure हम सब का मिला के पर कैपिटा एक महीने में हम कितना खर्चा करते हैं कंजम्पशन के ऊपर. दैट इज द होल आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस सर्वे. दैट इज ऑल दिस सर्वे टेल्स अस, राइट. एंड दिस सर्वे आल्सो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स द कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर इनटू रूरल एंड अर्बन सेक्टर, राइट. It has also divided the data into states and union territories, and it has also divided the data for different socio-economic groups, right. This survey on household consumption expenditure has been designed to collect information on consumption of goods and services. This includes both the consumption of goods and services, right. Today if you enroll in our course, so you are availing our services, so that is your consumption expenditure of service, right. But if you go to the market and buy, let's say, a packet of Parle-G biscuits, so that will be the consumption of good. Okay? So it takes into account the consumption expenditure of both the goods and services, right? It is conducted every 5 years by NSSO. Now, what are the key findings of the latest survey? Number 1, the rural and urban average monthly consumption spending per person, average monthly consumption expenditure per person. It has gone up to 3773 and it has been increased by 164 if we compare it with the financial year 2011-12. And it is, for urban, it is 6459 per month, and it has been increased by 146% if we compare it with the financial year 2011-12, right. the gap between per capita consumption expenditure in the rural and in the urban, it has also decreased to 71.2% in 22-23 and it was 83.9% in 2011-12. So the entire survey compares the data of 22-23 and 2011-12. ठीक है, 10 साल का लगभग 10 साल में इसमें प्रोग्रेस चेक करी है इस दिस सर्वे ने, राइट, कि 10 साल में क्या प्रोग्रेस रहा है. ठीक है. रूरल कंजम्पशन स्पेंडिंग, it has increased significantly as per this survey in the last 11 years. Rural consumption spending growth, I already told you, it has been increased by 164%. It was 1430 in 2011-12 and it is now 3773 in 22-23. What about urban consumption? It has also increased by 146%. And it was 2630 in 2011-12 and it has increased to 6459 in 22-23. Now you do not have to remember the older data. Just remember the current one, 3773 and 6459, 164% increase, 146% increase. The gap has been decreased to 71.2%. You don't have to remember this number. Okay? I hope it is clear. So for urban it is 6459 and the right answer therefore is option A. Option A is the correct answer guys to this question. ठीक है जी, I hope it is clear. Question number 2 पे आते हैं. 1 second. Yeah, identify incorrect statement about the Alliance for Global Good, Gender Equity and Equality. Now, why this alliance is in news? Because Ministry of Women and Child Development, headed by Smriti Irani, has unveiled a logo and a website for this alliance. So that's why we need to discuss about this alliance. So what is this alliance basically? As the name says, what is the name? Alliance for Global Good, Gender Equity and Equality. So it promotes gender equity and equality. How? By bringing together global best practices, knowledge sharing, right, or experience sharing. जितने भी globally best practices है, this alliance brings all those best practices together at a platform, so that everyone can learn from all those global best practices regarding how we can promote gender equity and equality. ठीक है? This the objectives of this particular alliance aligns with a lot of sustainable goals, majorly 3. SDG 3, that is good health and well-being. SDG 4, that is quality education. SDG 5, that is gender equality and empowerment. And SDG 17, that is global partnership for development and more. Okay? It was launched by India only at this year 2024 World Economic Forum Davos meeting, right? 54th meeting it was. Nodal ministry is Ministry of Women and Child Development, which will look after all its affairs. It is being supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It is housed and anchored by, which means it is located at CII Center for Women Leadership. The network partner is World Economic Forum and the institutional partner is Invest India. A lot of partners are there, and yes, you have to remember all. The partners. ठीक है जी? That's it about it. And let's identify the incorrect statement. It was launched by India at 54th World Economic Forum Annual Meeting 2024 in Davos, Switzerland. It is absolutely correct. World Health Organization is the network partner. Is that so? No, it's World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum. Option B is the correct answer, guys, to this question. Question number 3. It is again an important question. Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, reviewed the performance of NABFID, that is National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. It is directly the part of statistics syllabus of finance, RBI Grade B, in which year NABFID was set up. So we have covered it in very much detail in the course. Shubham Singhania ने बहुत detail में कराया था इसको, right? But कोई बात नहीं, it is in news, so I have my duty to explain it to you once again. Why it is in news? Because इसकी जो इसका रिव्यू लिया गया by the finance minister, that's why it is in news. Now let's talk about NABFID. As the name says, what is the full form? National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development, right? So it has a dual objective, financing and development. ठीक है? तो it has developmental objectives and it has financial objectives as well. In the developmental objectives and in the financial objective both, it addresses the gaps in long-term finance for infrastructure development. So if there is any infrastructure that has to be created. And if there is any long-term gap, finance gap, so this organization will come in and finance that particular infrastructure. Okay? But obviously that should be financially viable. To strengthen the development of bonds and derivative markets in India, it is another role. And obviously it will be done only for infrastructure financing. And last, obviously to sustainably boost the country's economy, because once the infrastructure develops, the country obviously will grow. Okay? It was set up in 2021 by the Act of Parliament, NABARD Act of 2021, which means it is a statutory body. Statutory bodies are those which are constituted through an act, right? And it is a specialized development finance institution. It is regulated as an all India financial institution. So there are 5 AIFI with the establishment of NABARD now. One is NABARD, other 4 being Exim Bank, NABARD, National Housing Bank, and SIDBI. So these are the 5 all India financial institutions, and all of these are being regulated by RBI. What are the detailed functions? It provides support to the country's infrastructure sector by bridging any finance gap if it is there in this sector. It enables credit flow through innovative instruments. There are a lot of instruments through which it enables the credit flow in the infrastructure market for infrastructure development. Okay? Like longer tenor loans, blended finance, partial credit enhancement, all of these have been explained in our finance static thing. I'll not be explaining all these things. Okay? Authorized share capital of NABARD is rupees 1 lakh crore, and Government of India has already provided 20,000 crore. Government of India इसमें already infuse कर चुकी है initial capital of 20,000 crore with a grant of 5,000 crore. Now, what is the performance? What were the reviews that were taken by Finance Minister? NABARD till date has made total sanctions of more than 86,000 crores, right? 2 ही सालों में, 2 या 2.5 सालों में लगभग 86,000 crore का sanction किया है. Out of this, 50% loan has been sanctioned with long tenure from 20 to 50 years. And the target is that NABARD will sanction rupees 3 lakh crores by the month of March 2026. Okay? So that's it about NABARD. I hope it is clear. Now let's come back to the question. It was set up in the year 2021. 2021 में ये सेटअप हुआ था. Alright, question number 4 पे आते हैं. Now, these are the questions in short. If you want to have the PDF of this class, you can join the Telegram channel. The link is provided in the description. Which ministry is implementing a sub-mission named Fodder and Feed Development under the National Livestock Mission to address the shortage of fodder in the country? Obviously, when we are talking about National Livestock Mission, this mission is being implemented by Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, and the right answer therefore is option C. Okay? Which ministry is implementing the Anubhav Awards scheme to incentivize and motivate retiring employees to submit their career experiences on the Anubhav portal, documenting the administrative history of India? Okay? We have discussed it a lot of time. Anubhav Awards scheme is being implemented by Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pension. Now what happens under this? All those about to retire people and all those retired people provide their experiences on their Anubhav portal, provide their career experiences. Okay? Option E. With which state has NTPC Green Energy Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of NTPC Limited, signed a joint venture agreement for the development of renewable energy parks in the state? Very important question. The renewable energy parks will be developed in the state of Maharashtra in collaboration with NTPC Green Energy Limited. Option A. Which state has launched a Cyber Tehsil project to improve the delivery of government services? Which state is this? The Cyber Tehsil project, which will improve the delivery of government services, has been launched by Madhya Pradesh. Option D. The Union Cabinet has recently approved the proposal of the Department of Fertilizers for fixing the nutrient-based subsidy rates for Kharif season 2024 on which fertilizers? Right? The fertilizers in questions are phosphatic and potassic. Option E is the right answer. How many stations till date? Till date means till 5th of March when I am taking this class. Till date have been certified with the Eat Right Station certificate from the FSSAI, right? So Eat Right certification I have discussed a lot of time, but to the people who are coming for the very first time to this class, don't worry, I will be discussing in the upcoming classes as well. So you don't have to worry. You are not going to miss anything if you will watch my sessions continuously for like 6 months. Okay? The right answer is option E, 150. And the last question for today, Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan was launched in the year 2020 by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment in dash identified most vulnerable districts, 272. Option D is the correct answer. Option D is the right answer, guys, to this question. I hope it is clear. And that's it for today's class. I hope all the questions and their explanations are clear, right? Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. And if there were any inconveniences, guys, I again apologize for that. आज इतना जल्दी इसलिए बिकॉज कल ही क्लास हुई थी, तो आज न्यूज की कमी रहेगी ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन फिर भी 10 क्वेश्चन तो हमने कंप्लीट किए हैं. टेंशन मत लो इंद्रयूध, यू विल नॉट मिस एनीथिंग. जब तक मैं हूं तुम्हारे साथ, तुम्हारा कुछ भी नहीं छूटेगा. You don't have to read the newspaper, Narendra. Although if you want to develop your vocabulary, if you want to develop your reading skills, you can go for that. You can only read it for analysis, not for the information. बता दिया अंशु मैंने. Why it's a very short class. नहीं, कल आप अनुज सर लेंगे. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow अनुज सर will be taking the class. मेरे पास न्यूज ही नहीं बचेगी भाई पढ़ाने के लिए. मैं क्या पढ़ाऊंगा कल. Yes, Durga, it is not necessary to have any certification course, but it is advisable to have certification course. But if you don't have it, not to worry about it, as long as you will be able to justify yourself in the interview. गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स की रिवीजन क्लास अभी नहीं होगी नेहा, दैट विल बी कंडक्टेड ओनली आफ्टर द नोटिफिकेशन. अभी जरूरत ही नहीं, अभी करा दूंगा, सब भूल जाओगे, फायदा क्या है. वीकली रिवीजन आई ट्राई टू डू दैट, बट आई थिंक मेरे पास थोड़ी सी समय की कमी है. You don't have to go visit PIB website Pusarla Santu, as long as मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूं. जिस दिन मैं तुम्हारे साथ नहीं रहूंगा उस दिन जाना. चलिए जी, फिर मिलेंगे अगली क्लास में, दैट इज ऑन फ्राइडे. टिल देन कीप स्टडिंग एंड कीप स्टडिंग हार्ड, एंड टुमारो एंड डे आफ्टर टुमारो अनुज सर विल बी टेकिंग द क्लास ऑफ. यार क्लास का टाइमिंग वही है, प्रसाद एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट, मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बता दिया है. क्लास की टाइमिंग में कोई चेंजेस नहीं हुआ है. मंडे, वेडनेसडे एंड फ्राइडे 5 PM PIB 247, राइट, PIB, एंड ट्यूसडे एंड थर्सडे 5 PM RBI 247. कभी कभी ऊपर नीचे करना पड़ता है डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सिचुएशन. अब सबकी तबीयत खराब है तो थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे तो करना ही पड़ेगा. दुर्गा, ऐसे मैं आपको एकदम से नहीं बता सकता कमेंट में कि हाउ वुड यू सैटिस्फाई योर इंटरव्यू पैनल, बिकॉज आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट यू. हाउ कैन आई टेल दिस? फर्स्ट क्लियर द प्री, फर्स्ट क्लियर द मेंस, एंड देन at the time of mock interview, at the time of biodata session, we will discuss this. Don't worry. यार क्वेश्चंस फॉर स्कीम आपको क्यों चाहिए अंशु चंद्रा? आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस. You have if you are an enrolled student, you have comprehensive 3 PDFs provided in the course. I have provided practice question part 1. I will very soon be providing the second part as well. यार डिस्काउंट वाला सिस्टम हमने हटा दिया है. त्रुशल, you can call on 9999 466 225 for further information. चलो जी, फिर मिलेंगे अगली क्लास में फ्राइडे को. टिल देन कीप स्टडिंग एंड कीप स्टडिंग हार्ड. गुड बाय, टेक केयर एंड गॉड ब्लेस.